Hey team, welcome back to the channel. I'm Starman. I'm here to give you some Pokemon news that you've probably already seen. It's blowing up. It's #1 trending on YouTube, which is Logan Paul's fake $3.5 million booster case opening. They've finally opened it with all the right people there again, and they've authenticated it correctly this time, and the verdict is shocking. It's really sad for Logan. It's sad for the Pokemon community. We're going to dive in, we're going to get my reaction to the video, we're going to have a look at it, do a bit of stop and talking, having a look. Like I said on Instagram earlier, guys, Rattle Pokemon, he did all the investigating for this, well, a lot of it. If you haven't seen his video, go and suss it out. He does a great job of kind of breaking it all down into sections so you can really understand the process of how Logan got this box, where the box came from, and all the ins and outs about the dodginess of this particular box and the product and the contents inside. So we're going to have a look. Let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start off straight away with the Poketubers' latest Instagram comment or post. If you haven't seen this, he was involved in finding and sourcing this box. So he probably had some kind of like sourcing or finding fee at some point. He was part of the whole transaction. A lot of people are putting blame on him for what's happened with this box. It's not his fault. It's definitely not. No one should be putting anything on him, and he shouldn't be feeling any blame or part of this, okay? So he says here, my hope is that those who truly know me trust that I did not have the intent to harm or hurt anyone. My love and passion for the Pokemon is the sheer of my existence. Okay, the case was brought to my attention and I immediately put my best and full efforts to confirm its authenticity. Now, he could only do so much from home. Yeah, he wasn't able to fly and get there and do all those kinds of things. He did as much research as he could at home before everything went through. So did his best and full efforts to confirm its authenticity by research and current knowledge. I reached out to my friend Jacob, who's Card Kahuna, guys. So I reached out to my friend Jacob and brought the deal to his attention, and together with Jamil, we decided to move forward with the transaction. Initially, we figured the best route would be to open the case and confirm the authenticity, whereas Jamal suggested we should have the case authenticated by BBCE. Now, guys, if you've been following this along, or if you haven't, I'll quickly do a very brief recap on that. BBCE, they are experts in authenticating sports, memorabilia, products, Pokemon a little bit. The box was taken to them. They authenticated it. They put their golden green stamp and tape of approval to say, yes, this is authentic. And now we've got a problem, okay? We did not know the authentication process, but trusted the business wholeheartedly, as their authentication process and reputation was the key to us purchasing the case from the seller. In no way would we have purchased the case without BBCE's authentication and backing. Now, like I just said, guys, they originally authenticated it, okay? And you're going to see in this video, the owner of BBCE is actually in Chicago with Logan, and he is part of that process again for a second time. And I think he's got a bit of pie on his face because he gave the go-ahead to say that this box was authentic, and then obviously Logan bought it. With all of the layers involved, it may be easy to point outside fingers without direct knowledge of the situation. I want to apologize to all parties involved and to the Pokemon community that I love so much. I also want to apologize to Jacob, Card Kahuna. I'm sorry for the day I involved you with this find. He was nothing more than an investor in the case. We were all excited to make Pokemon history and failed due to being scammed ourselves. So it really sucks for Card Kahuna because the dude at BBCE and some of those other dudes in the room in the video they're about to watch, they kind of put a bit of the blame on him, and that is juicy. So I'm waiting to see what Card Kahuna has to say about this whole situation. This is definitely not the end of this. There's going to be a whole lot of repercussions, I feel. There's going to be an inquest probably into, you know, where exactly this came from, exactly who did it, and all the process leading up to last night's unveiling of his Pokemon cards. So let's have a look.
So yeah, we're in Chicago. You see the title of the video?
Prime.
This story's crazy, and it sucks. And I'm out $3.5 million, so make sure to go get some Prime, because every dollar goes right back to you. All right, go.
I can't believe him and KSI have teamed up. Sorry. Unbelievable. Here we go, guys.
The whole thing's in here. We're sitting in the vicinity of 11 first edition base set Pokemon boxes. This will probably never happen again.
He released this.
So that dude that is handing him the box, guys, Logan bought the case from him. He bought it from him for $3.5 million. That dude bought it for $2.7 million. So they're both out of pocket.
Photo to Twitter.
Oh, they're both stooged.
3.5 million on the sealed and authenticated box of first edition Pokemon card.
This was the most anybody had ever spent
Aussie.
on cards ever.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't.
This is Rattle, guys. If you haven't seen his videos, I'm not going to get into it. He has like 4 or 5 videos on the breakdown of this case and why he believes it was fake. I honestly thought it was going to be legit because I saw Gary talking about it on Poketubers Instagram Live. And he kind of said that back in the day, lots of the boxes weren't always the same. They had different barcodes, different labels, and it could well be legitimate because some of his first edition boxes that were in casing, they were a bit different. So I thought it was real.
The contents or the authentication.
There's enough sketchy stuff going on about the origin of this box.
Logan Paul
He was right. He was right. I'd be doing that too, Logan. I'd be having a nice glass of... Is that a martini? What do you have there? Wasn't wine.
Quick context, this is Matt. He's one of the biggest sports card collectors in the world, and he bought the Pokemon case for $2.7 million. He then sold it to me for $3.5 million, but he's become a close friend, and I could trust that he'd refund me if things went wrong.
If we crack open that case tonight, and inside are just a bunch of... What do you do? Well, we know it's not because we went through...
Like, what do these two guys do? They've both forked out money. This guy's got Logan's money, and someone else has got that guy's money.
The reason why I was mostly concerned was because the person who brought it to me, he...
This is Card Kahuna, this is Jacob, and this is where it gets a little bit sour, guys, because he kind of lays a bit of shadow on Card Kahuna, because the story changed a few times. There was different layers to his story, and it didn't quite make sense and add up, and this is where he's really throwing him under the bus here. Should have he done that? Like, I don't know. But now everyone's going to be watching this and everyone's going to be putting some hate on this guy, I feel like. So until he kind of gives his side of the story and it all comes out, yeah, it's going to be a bit dodge.
Had so many inconsistencies, so much inconsistencies in the story. It was like 3-4 different stories. That was my issue.
Not good. Not good.
The guys from BBCE who authenticated it are here to basically stamp their authentication.
If this is fake, we're
So that's the Pokeju guys.
all in trouble because it looks so good. This person...
That's the owner of BBCE, and he's the one who gave it the green light and said, yeah, this was authentic. Yeah, you should, you know, you can buy it. It's legitimate. And so I reckon this guy's got, you know, he's got to be held accountable for his early authentication of this box.
You're from BBCE?
Yeah, I'm the owner. Yep.
You're the owner of BBCE, and you authenticated this?
Yes. Me and Mike are going to go over, when it came to my office that day, what I looked for. And then we're going to speak back and forth.
You can see how worried he is. He's sweating balls.
About why we like the seals. If it's good, it's worth a lot more.
And this is the thing, guys. It was sealed really well. Like the labels, the tape, the barcodes, the actual outside of the box sealed well.
Worth than the 3.5 now.
In this case,
I hope it's real.
This tape is aged onto this case. This label too, the same embedded lines
Oh,
of
man.
cardboard from age.
I feel so bad for him.
There's no evidence of tampering. One edge would look different. Anyway, yep. I did my diligence just like I do for a sports case.
He had an espresso martini earlier. Now he's onto the wine.
Starting early. Not me, come on, guys. I ain't gonna be sober for this.
The only reason they're getting excited is because they see first edition stamps on the box to begin with.
okay, that's a good sign. What?
Why are they so puffy? Why are they so puffy, though? See how the shape all... They don't look right. They don't look right.
Pokeju knows he's brought his own first edition authentic booster box there, so they're going to be able to suss out now and see if it looks right or not. And you can see the color; it's really light.
They're curvy and puffy.
Yeah.
They don't look right. Okay, let's get it going. Let's open them.
The packaging's off as well. Oh, Logan, I feel so bad for you, dude. That sucks. That sucks. 3.5 million, and they're fake. Is it BBC's fault? Is it his fault? And the box shouldn't bend like that, guys. if you're buying something that expensive, wouldn't you have done this like the first time before buying? Yeah, okay, the boxes, you break the seal, but you're paying so much money. Okay, you're paying so much money. Yeah, he's peaking. He is peaking. Look how sad he is.
Oh, yeah, right? Oh.
Say first edition on it.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Lots of the guys that do this, they'll at the top, you know, they'll put the first edition stuff, and then underneath where you can't see it, just in case you don't look, it might have something different. That's happened a few times in the hobby. That sucks.
Oh my god, bro. G.I. Joe!
G.I. Joe cards. The cheeky bugger has placed some G.I. Joe cards in there. There's not even Pokemon cards in there. Just G.I. Joe cards. Shout out to Moto Man. I saw him do a review on this as well and talked about it. Weighing packs is definitely something that happens, and I'm not sure if they did that. I can't remember if he said they did or not. But yeah, it would have been interesting to see if they did weigh the booster box. Did it weigh the same as a legitimate one? Were the G.I. Joe cards the same weight as an ordinary Pokemon pack, like all put together? I don't know.
G.I. Joe?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe!
It's shocking.
It could have been anything else.
Shocking. Well, Rattle was right, guys. Rattle was spot on. He called it.
We all got duped.
Look at this guy's face. We all got duped. You got fooled. Yes, you did get fooled. Especially you. I don't think we can blame the Pokeju. Like, he's not an authenticator. Yes, he's got a lot of experience and knowledge, and he did his best to kind of work out if the outside was legitimate, which is the same thing that this guy did. This guy should have cracked it open, I feel like. If you're spending that much money, you have to crack it open and have a look. Could be bloody anything in there. You know what I mean? I don't know. And if that did take a bit off the value, then well, so be it. At least you know it's legitimate and you haven't wasted your money. This guy's been duped the most because he put his green label on it to say, yeah, this thing's good to go.
Agreed?
The biggest fraud in the entire history of Pokemon. So
I feel bad for the Pokeju.
I don't know if Jacob knew it. That's where I'm at, right?
Now, see, this guy's saying, did Card Kahuna know that it was fake? And that's throwing a lot of shade at a guy that I don't think he said anything come out yet. So you got to be careful with what you say, especially this video. This video is number one on YouTube right now. You got to be really careful with what you say.
There's gonna be a whole other process that goes into this. This is. I would have never purchased this if it wasn't BBC Wrap. We only buy it.
Oh, and see that? See, I only bought it because it was BBC wrapped, which is, you wrapped it, dude. You authenticated it, and we bought it. And he wouldn't have done that if they didn't approve. This guy's going to have some heat on him for sure.
Because of that. But because of that, I felt
he looked at his offside. He's like, crap, man.
G.I. Joe, that's the worst part.
Oh, guys, I feel so bad. I feel so bad for him. But, hey, that's what happens if it's not all done correctly, you know. It was always a risk. It was always a risk. Guys, go and suss out Rattle's videos. He breaks it down really well. He's got solid evidence, and it matches up perfectly. His evidence, you can't question it, I don't think, because now we know that the box is fake. Very, very interesting to see what's going to happen next with this, because this is not the end. You know, they're going to be going and doing an inquiry investigation with Jacob at Card Kahuna. It's going to be interesting to see what part he played. Did he know it was fake? Or did he, you know, we just don't know. Obviously, that guy in Logan wouldn't have bought it if BBC didn't authenticate it and say that it was spot on legitimate. So, this is messy, This is messy. All right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Give the video a like for me if you can. Drop a comment. Let's talk about it. And if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Yeah, all right, Starman out. Peace.